Hello everybody, this is Sonia. Now I'm just sitting here zooming in so to get this right so I can see, or you can see what I'm going to do. Now I'm here from Australia and we're in the hot of the summer. Right, now today I'm going to show you how to do some knitting with beads. Like this. And we've got this. Okay, now to start off with, I'll have to show you how we get the beads onto the thread. So we buy the beads like this, actually already on strings. They come in hanks. If you got a a pattern, right, it'll tell you that you need, because you can do this with or without a pattern. There's no I have this one here that I got from a lady that lives near here that she gave us to use when I worked in I was in Craft Corner doing stuff, but it'll tell you on here what you need. So the hanks of, and it says here that I need one hank, size 11 beads, right? So these are probably size 11 beads, I'd say, and there's one hank, because usually that's the size that it's used anyway. Now I know I paid $4.99 for those. These are a different brand. They were $5.20, but now I notice they're up to nearly $7 a packet. Okay, but if you're making a small purse, and I did I do that coin purse? I know that this one here is a different one that I did, and I bought the pattern for that off the internet. This could be it here. I bought that in 2003, so that's how long since I've been. Here we are. This one was called Annette. Okay, now that's by the designer there. Right. Now, this one had, how many hanks did this use? 2, right? So that's not very dear, you know. Like when you think about it, if you pay $14 for that, it's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, then you got to buy the little the piece for around the little purse top. But you can go on the internet and you can buy the patterns. Okay, they are definitely there. The lady's name is, I don't know, maybe she's got, I think they've got a big variety now. Karen Green, her name was, that I got off her. Now, some people will do a pattern really good, and then others don't do it so good. Okay, so when you're following the pattern, I hope you get one that is really easy and good to follow. You more or less make one side, and then you reverse your pattern and come back up the other way. Okay, now there's a bit there where I've joined here that's coming through. That's a little knot that I'll have to sort him out. But anyway, that's because it's a few years old and been roundabouts. Okay, so you get this, and you will need some thread. Now I use all sorts of different threads. You will put them onto something like these cottons here, pearl cotton. Okay, now this pearl cotton is size 8, and that's what this is. It says 8 on there. There's a little 8 written on there. And it looks thick, but it still work. I'm going to use this white one. It hasn't got any number on it, but I can see that it's about the same size. Might be a tiny bit thicker. I got ready to use the white, but anyway, because I don't have anything, because usually with this you'd put black, you'd use some black. This one here I've got on a purple colour one. You see the purple there? I've got that threaded on. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, I'm not going to sit there and thread that on. I'm going to show you just a bit, and I think I'll put this white onto, I don't have any thinner white here handy, I don't think. I mostly have cream colours. What's this here? These are cream colour. I suppose I could put it onto that just for today, and I can take them off anyway. I just want to show you how to put the beads on. Don't panic, it isn't going to take me forever, I hope, if I can remember how. Right, now most of the patterns that you get will come with the instruction of how to do it. So this is your hank of beads, okay? And there you've got all these, right? Now, so you will need to very carefully undo this knot. Now you should, when you buy yours, they should come like this. Just pull that and it's undone, okay? Now I'll leave that bit there, right? So now we're going to get one string off. We'll just leave the rest laying down there, so they're not getting interfered with in any way. Right. Now, I've got to remember how to do this. It's been a while. You wrap the cotton around the here like you're tying him on to him. Well, it is really tying it on, okay? So you got him tied on, and then you're going to turn this back that way, like that, right? Might be a little bit hard at first, getting it through the first bit, but you just pull it, like so, and your beads go straight onto your knitting thread, like that. See? How clever is that? Now, if you don't want to, if you haven't bought this like this, like in the hanks, you do buy, sometimes you do buy beads on strings, you know, those those crystals, you know, that start with an S, and I can't say them words today, sorry. Sorry about my hands, I still haven't got that green off me, and I've had 2 baths. So if you push that onto there, you will thread all them, you know, one after the other, and you will push them onto your ball of cotton, that you don't break it, you just keep going, right? You just leave it all on there, right? Don't pull that off. So that's how you put that onto there, which isn't that good and isn't that fun? So I'm going to actually just leave those few on there, and I'm going to tie this back up because I don't want to use that on that. I want to use this on a white purse or something, so I'll get a white ball of thread to do that. Alright, if I just tie that up there loosely, should be okay. I should be able to get it done. Alright, and then I'll put it back in the bag. I don't think I'm not planning on doing any big purses or anything like that. So there you go, see, you've got this, right? Now I suppose I could show you on this piece, even though I wanted to really start out on something I've started, because the reason being it's going to take too long to get going. Because if you can knit, you can do this. If you can knit and you can count, you're right. Okay, you don't have to worry about anything. Now, because I am a short-ish person, sort of, these needles, when I bought them, they were huge. They were, I have smaller, tinier knitting needles, right? But I couldn't use these metally things. I just didn't like them. They didn't feel comfortable. It didn't work for me. I've actually used these quite a bit, but I had to get hubby to cut the ends off them and put a couple of corks on the end because they were getting, you know, under me. You know, you're knitting and they're going sort of... Anyway, if you knit, you probably understand what I'm trying to say. So this is what I've previously done, right? And I've got it all ready to go, you know, to knit. So I've pushed all that onto the pearl thread. I've put down, cast on the size of the stitches, the width of the thing that I want to make, and I've done a couple of rows. Now I'll just do a couple more rows. I probably shouldn't be fiddling around doing that. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just do one. I'll do one row. So all we're doing is plain. There's no reason to do any other stitches. And when you first start off, you probably think, oh, this is hard, you know, tiny little thing. But you know what? Once you get the hang of it, you go along there and it just goes fine. And I always take my hand off the needle, and I don't know how people do this thing where they just go like that without moving their hand, because I always do, but this is how I was taught to knit, and this is how I've been knitting since I can remember. So that's how I do it. So this, if anybody's doing it any different, which there is a lot of people do it in lots of different ways, this is just how I have learnt and how I do it. Okay, now try to keep your work the same tension all the way you go. That's an important thing when you're doing your knitting. You want it to be exactly the same tension as you're going along, okay? Right, now I've got that done. Okay, so to start with, we're just going to put beads on the front. So it's on, see this one here, I've just got beads on one side. See? They're just on one side of the work. So therefore I'm only putting it on every second row. So we get some beads, go down here and pull up some. Where you close by, right? Now you do a stitch. Hang on, wait a minute, we've got yourself all kerfuffled up here. And we push along one bead, right? One bead and a stitch. One bead and do a stitch. Lift up your, get the front of it there, right? I hope you can do this. It's upside down, I know, I'm sorry, but I've tried to move that thing and I can't. I'm doing everything upside down for you, but I just do one bead, one stitch, right? Now you can do this with bigger beads, because I've seen people make a jumper doing this, you know, by threading all the beads onto your wool first. Now it's a lot of hard work if you're going to do them and they're not already on something, and you've got to put it on your wool, but I guess it's something. I've seen people do it a different way, and I can show you that in a minute too. That wasn't bad. Hang on, I'll give you a look at that after. Hang on. Okay, so you don't actually thread them onto wool, you thread it onto this. Use this in amongst your wool, you see, if you want to put beads on something. So you're going along here and you're pushing a bead up and you're doing this sort of thing here. Now this is a really nice way to make a little, you can make a bracelet, you can make a bag, belt if you wanted to, if you want to sit there and do that, you know, it's up to you, whatever sort of thing you want to do. I can't remember, the last thing I made was with my sister-in-law, and it was a beautiful bag. I made a beautiful black bag like that other one, and I haven't done anything since then. That was a very, probably 5 or 6 years ago that was. But something that you don't forget how, right? One bead, okay. Pick up your stitch, one bead, okay. And pick up your, oh God, I hope I'm in the shot of this thing. One, oops, there's two, thread on two, and one bead. Right, now, so that's how you do this, and then you'll go back across here without putting on any beads. Now when you're doing the bag, you do put on a bead every row, right? Now this will take the beads through. I'll show you when we get across here how it works. I think hubby might have been at the door, I don't know, but I forgot the door closed. Anyway, we'll be alright. Sure there's nothing that's worrying. Jeez, it's hot here. It truly is giving me a headache. Now I'm just doing a plain rows. Just doing a plain row. And you know, it's only little, and it's only, you know, it looks hard. It is not hard, just knitting. Yeah. It's just knitting along, right? Now I was going to say, on the bag that I did, on the purse that I did, it has beads on both sides. It's got it from on the inside and the outside, and that's because, I'll show you, to fill it all in, you know. So it's what, when you got here, so you've got all this, so you've got both sides. Now like back and front, so you want it, this one we only need it on one side, okay. Now to do, I probably should do up another row, if you've got 5 seconds to do, well, a couple of minutes, might take me a minute to do another row, because I don't want to put beads on this one, because I want to just show you the loopy idea. Right, let's go across here, and the loop I'll put on this side, because you can just pull it undone, and you can always put it back again. we stitch it up again. I've got a couple there that I've pulled and undone and not redone them. I've still got them in the bag. I have to untangle them one day and I feel like it. I missed that one, that's what I did then. I missed that thing. So, okay. Righto. There we go. Now, so you can just do an occasional row of beads, you know, you don't have to do the whole thing. Now, this time I'm going to put I'm going to make some loops. So I'm going to do 1, 2 stitches, and I'm going to just pick that up and I'm going to push on 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 beads. Right, I've got 8 beads, and I'm just going to go around there and I'm going to do that, okay? And I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now see, that's how you get them to hang down, okay? Now this is not an amazing thing because I probably should usually start out by just doing 2 and the next I do 3 and the next I do 4 to get this look. See how I've done here? See how that's been? Because as you go along they start to come apart. This here starts out with you're working with the same amount of stitches and you've only got a few because you start out with a tiny amount and it just goes bits bigger by the loops you're making. You're looping in between your beads there. You know, you're making it wider by looping it. Because see, eventually that's going to open. Okay, if you can understand. If you you know, really need me to show you a bit more work on it. 2, 4, 6, 8. So as you go along, it'll work out how it's supposed to, you know. Because this will open more, and then I've got 4. So this is just going out of my head. I'm not doing a particular pattern or anything. I'm just taking it out of my head, and then I'll do 8. I shouldn't have started out with so many here. 6, 7, 8. But I just wanted you to see it a little bit, you know. And this actually brings it apart, and that's why when you're going back you have to do it again. You have to do your loops really to be joining these together. See how that works. It's really good. It's really very effective and very not. It's really good fun to do. Really good fun to do. I've you know, spent many hours doing. I've done a lady's dress too. I suppose I should show you that. You know, 2, 4, 6, 8. Like a beautiful dress, pink one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, when I go back, I've still got to do the same thing, because if I don't put the 8 beads in there, or I can put whatever amount I want to, but that's how it brings it apart and makes it wider as it's going down. So I'm trying to explain this. I'm sorry if I'm mucking it up. See, that'll eventually sit down there like that, you know, and then it loops bigger and bigger. The more you add on, the wider it comes. See, that's wider across here, I think. This one just on the cotton. And have another go. Have another row and see how we're going. So we want I didn't divide this up, but it did it really good itself, didn't it? 4, and then I want 8 beads. 2, 4, 6, 8, because there's 8 on the front. So when I get to the next row, and I add more beads, I'm going to make sure that back and front are the same, okay? 2, 3, 4, and I should have took it, like I said, gradually. I should have started out with 3, 4. I just did this way because I was being in a hurry. We shouldn't have been rushing, I guess, but if you do the way that I'm showing you, 6, 8, is when you go to do that, just go very careful. You don't want to be pull it too tight because you don't want it to be, and I may have done, seems to be sticking up there a bit. 3, 4, 8. Doesn't matter how far apart they are or whatever you want to do, you know, like it's up to you. I forgot to get this bit. I'm going to get that bit first, put that bit round there and pull that down like that. Now I thought to myself that had to be the hardest thing I'd ever seen when somebody showed me a purse made like that. No, this isn't. It's very easy. Okay, so nobody be panicking now, because just a bit of practice and you'll have it worked out. Okay, 4, 6, 8. Okay, yeah, there should be only probably 2 on this end, but that's okay because I didn't set out with a set amount, which I probably should have done. But as you can see now, that's going to loop through there. Now if I start to go bigger, this is how it'll go. So it'll turn down that way eventually once I've done it. Alright, because I'll go down there and back up the other way. If I was making a purse, I'd come down there and back up the other way, and it all will be hanging down in that direction, so it'll look like this. Now I broke the end off that. I don't know how I did that, but anyway, but that is how you do bead knitting. And like you can do that bit that I did first up, you know, you can just do lots of different colours if you want to, but that's another thing too, isn't it, really? Okay, so anyway, thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm hoping that somebody will have a go, and if you do, let me know and show me what you think. And if you have any questions, please ask me, and I'd love to see your comments. And always have a big drink of water before I come in here so I don't get thirsty, and I'm terribly sorry about that, because then, you know, it's embarrassing. But anyway, I'm sorry about that. But you just need to do, this is how you go backwards and forwards. Now, let me see. I'm just going to have a quick look at my pattern here. Maybe, so you can't, yeah, we're going good. We go, right, 1 to 4, you knit, then you go right 6 to 10, you go 5. See, there's, let me just look at this pattern here. I'll give myself a bit of a bead, 8 points. Alright. When you're doing it, you'd probably do another few rows of the same amount of beads, okay? But try and get yourself a pattern, because I can't really say that I can tell you how to do the whole thing. You can work it out yourself. I suppose, I don't know. I could sit here and do it, but it's going to take a really long time. I mean, this has got 61 rows, and then you just reverse it. You start from the 61, you come back up the other way, you know? Like you come down there 61 rows, and then you reverse what you're doing, and you come back up there again. And that's how you get your purse, okay? You'll end up with a piece that it comes up together, isn't that neat? And then you just sew up your sides, alright? But anyway, so thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you will have a try at that, because I think it's quite good fun, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.